You got to accumulate as many as you can in each interval, but you have a little bit of a buy-in. 5 of those ring complex says 20 single leg squats done in 5 rep increments on each leg. You get a 1-minute rest in between, which should be plenty.
You've watched now 4 heats. You got anything to sprinkle on the recipe here, or are we going to keep it the same?
Well, I kind of like it. You know, if we've seen some of these athletes have to take a strategic break, but particularly in that middle round and not falling off, that'll be a good indicator whether you went out too hot, maybe took a Jason Kalipa 2010 type pace on the rings.
10 men here in heat number 5. And anytime you roll out a 30-inch box, everyone starts looking at lane 8, and that's Colton Mertens.
Well, you know what? The first part of this, the single leg squats and the rings are going to be where he's going to excel, but he needs to start making a move after a 36th place finish. There's going to be some seesaw finishes for him, but if he can handle the box, he's going to do great here.
Chandler Smith, 19th place overall. Looking to work his way into the top 10.
I love Chandler Smith.
I'll tell you what, if my son comes to me one day and says, Dad, I want to be like Chandler Smith, I will consider myself a successful parent.
Dude, he is such a good dude. He's just super kind and hell of an athlete.
And I really want to see him on these burpee box jump overs. He's a guy that when he gets into that dark place, he knows how to shut it off and empty the tank, especially, you know, as a former wrestler. You see these wrestlers in these burpee box jump overs, they're basically sprawling, something they do in training all the time.
You know, it's going to be an exciting heat. For each one of these guys, you know, 7 events. The idea is that there's only 7 events. The most stressful events I ever competed in were always regionals because you only have a few events. You have one bad finish and you're not qualifying for the games.
Yep, you don't get the full 4-day, 15-event CrossFit games to try and battle your way back.
That's right, that's right.
Colton Mertens is moving to the front here on the one-legged squats. He's in a gray shirt towards the middle of your screen. Chandler Smith also on the lead pace, along with Tudor Magda in that light green shirt. But Colton Mertens looks to be the first man to the burpee box jump overs. Chandler Smith should be second.
Woo, they're making some moves.
And here goes Chandler Smith.
I like Colton's pause after standing up, just taking a second to gather himself, really fire the arms and that hip into that jump to make sure he
Chandler
clears it.
Smith gets a no rep.
Chandler Smith left side of your screen. Was the second man to the box. Phil Muscarella's next to him. Tudor Magda in lane 7. And Colton Mertens is in lane number 8. 1:15 to go here in this opening round.
Most of these guys using the same technique, you know, two-foot takeoff, landing with that foot barely off the mat, and then stepping down. You know, it's a nice, efficient way to get up and over, especially with the load on your back.
Mertens is just first man to get through 10 reps. He's pushed his box forward.
Yeah, he's moving.
Now down in lane 10, Brian Wynn is in second. Tudor Magda now moving his box. They're on the left side of your screen. Here comes Chandler Smith and Phil Muscarella. Also went down in lane 2, John Wood. And now Matt Poulin in lane 4. Sam Quant moving up as well. So pretty even across the board here in the opening round of heat 5. 1 heat remains after this. 46 reps from Justin Rhodes. That's your top score.
Wow. Here we go, last 20 seconds. Justin has a different technique on these burpees. He's fast, though.
The final 10 seconds as Colton Mertens looks to hang on to the lead here at the end of round 1. And he will advance his box. He got through 20.
Woo!
Let's bring in Nikki Brazier on the competition floor. Nikki?
Hey guys, I had a chance to catch up with Jeff Adler, who won this event last weekend at the North American East Semifinals, and I asked him what the key to success here is. He said that if you're feeling confident on the ring muscle up complex, then you won't be scared to push it at the end when you get to the burpees. And of course he added, I really hope my score holds up. We'll see what these guys can do.
Well, that was the closest round we have seen, as everybody except for Drake Lewis in lane 1 is separated by just 3 reps. And Jeff Adler, as you heard Nikki say, has the top score, 53 reps. Noah Olson was second with 50. Round 2 underway. Colton Mertens is the man who got to the 20 rep mark. They're in round number 1.
It's interesting, this technique, obviously with the toes to rings going right into the muscle up, because where your hips are on the toes to ring relative, with that curl, you really put some focus on the backswing coming off of that toes to ring.
For sure, for sure.
Just to be able to balance and get a good kip on the other way.
Mertens is going to be the first man off, and he'll get right to work on these one-legged squats. Now, Tudor Magda is right behind him. And down in lane 2, John Wood will be the third man off. Now here comes Roland Goldbaum.
And Tudor was just a couple reps behind Colton in that first round. He really needs a strong finish. He was a bottom 3 finisher in that first event, 57th.
Look
after
at the
test
speed.
1.
Look at the speed on Colton's single leg squat. I mean, they're just flawless. Look at that, boom.
This is his final set, and then he will have plenty of time to work on those burpee box jump overs, and he is your leader with 20 reps.
Wow.
Well, lane 2 is John Wood. I think he's the leader right now as far as the one-legged squats are concerned.
We've been seeing most athletes, even the faster ones in the early rounds, get to the box around a minute 20 to minute 25. Colton was done 1:17, 1:16.
And Tommy, look at his technique. I've never seen this before. So he jumps over, right? So he takes a break, jumps over, immediately drops down, and then he rests when he stands up.
I mean, for him, it's a second to gather before the jump, right, onto the box. But also, you're getting a breath in when you're standing up tall, able to fill your lungs up a little bit better.
Chandler Smith has moved into second place.
Heck yeah.
John Wood just advanced his box. So your top 3 are Mertens, Chandler Smith, and John Wood.
This is an exciting heat. These numbers are going to be close. It's going to be great on this next third round.
Well, Mertens is now through 31 and counting. The 46 is the score to beat from Justin Rose in the prior heat. Here are your top 3. Left to right is John Wood, then Chandler Smith in the middle, Colton Mertens on the right. Smith getting kind of hung up on the box there, but gets right back to work. Less than 30 seconds to go before round 2 is done.
Like Jason said, even though he's taken the break on the way up, he's right down onto his chest for the burpee. Other people, though, are actually kind of taking a break on the way down, maybe pausing, delaying them getting down to the ground. I don't know. It may be unconventional, but I like it. It works for Colton. The proof is in the pudding in the numbers he's putting up.
Colton Mertens is through 39 reps.
He's getting my 50. He's getting my 50.
No, this guy's got to get 50.
He's for sure getting 50. Wow, he's way out there right now. But look at the rest of the field. They're all around, not all of them, but at 30.
.39 reps for Colton Mertens. So the field's starting to spread out a little bit. You got a 32 out there from John Wood. That is the second best score. Smith and Muscarella have 30 along with Sam Quant. Mertens is only going to need 7 reps to tie the top score.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that top score go away right now, obviously, by a few people.
Well, and with these close rep ranges, Muscarella, Smith, Quant all at 30, the tiebreaker comes into play. Phillip actually had the lowest first round out of them all. So, a little bit of awareness on Muscarella's part, maybe make a little bit of a push. Take a chance here.
Now 53 reps is the best that we have seen in this test, courtesy of Jeff Adler. We'll certainly keep an eye on that. As Mertens is now off the rings, Chandler Smith is going to beat him, though. Smith getting through his 5 complexes first. Wow. Here come Mertens and Goldbaum, and now John Wood down in lane 2.
Oh man, this is going to be a hell of a race.
We haven't mentioned it yet, but there was questions around Chandler Smith's wrist. Obviously, he did quarterfinals with a broken wrist, managed to make it still. But if you want a good indication as to how he's feeling, watching that turnover on the rings and how stable he was, it's a good sign for him.
Well, Mertens has already caught Smith, but slowing a little bit is Colton Mertens. But staying rep for rep with Chandler Smith as the two of them move into their final set of 5 together. John Wood is on the left side of the screen. He's right now in 3rd place in this round, along with Roland Goldbaum at the far end of the floor in the black shirt and white shorts. And here comes Colton Mertens. And Chandler Smith is done as well. Now this will be 40 for Mertens, and he will pull his box forward.
A little bit slower than the previous rounds getting to the box, but obviously still 90+ seconds to get some work here. This is great for Chandler, especially being in that close race, because right now he's pulled even with John Wood, who had a 2-rep lead coming into this round.
Now Wood and Goldbaum moving to the box at the same time. Mertens is closing in on Justin Rhodes' score. He's through. I think he may have it.
Oh yeah, I think Colton has a chance of setting the best score.
I think he already has. The judge in charge of his score placard has not changed that. It's been sitting at 43 for a couple of reps. He's changing the side facing the crowd, so we'll have to wait until that's done. But once he advances it, we'll know he'll be at the 50 mark, and there it is. There's your 50, Jason.
Let's see if he can get that.
That 53.
The 53.
He's got plenty of time. Does Colton Mertens, and we're looking at a new test record for Mertens. There's 51. That will be 52. This one will tie Adler.
Yep.
This for the top score we have seen so far. And that's 54 right now for Colton Mertens, and he still has 10 seconds to go. There's 55. 5 seconds left. 56 for Mertens. And that is going to do it for Colton Mertens. 56 reps. A test record, your top score with 1 heat remaining.
Wow.
We wondered how he was going to handle this part. Answer, just fine.
Oh yeah, came out firing with 20 reps in that first round. Not much of a drop off. Held on for 19 more to set him up, just below 40 going to that final round, putting Jeff Adler's top time from week 1 in his crosshairs. Little slip up on the rings, but no problem. Able to track down Chandler Smith on the single leg squats, and by the time he got to that box, he was all alone, and you could hear it here with the crowd, the energy pouring into it. That's one of the great things about this live competition.
What's the old saying? It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And Colton Mertens has a new test record, and he is with Nikki Brazier.